Okay, so let's say that I want to go over once again how we get to our equation if we have the points in our function machine. And so let's just do a real easy one here where we say, okay, so we're at 3. If we put in a 3, we get out a 10. Okay, and we put in a 4 and we get out a 13. Okay, so when you look at that, you say, well, what we have is 13 minus 10, that's the difference, over, oh, that didn't work, did it? So what we want to have then here is, we'll put this in parentheses, 13 minus 10, so the difference, top and bottom, is 3 in the y. So we went up 3, and we put that, and we're going to divide that by 4 minus 3. Okay, so our slope is 3. Okay, so you say, well, I'm going to have an equation that looks like this. Y equals 3x plus or minus something, right? And we're just going to call that b. You'll see that that's always called b. It's just a constant. Okay, so we got to figure out what b is. So how do we do that? Well, so if you look at this equation, you're going to say, how do I solve for b? And the way that you solve for b is you just say y take away 3 times the x is going to equal b. All right, y take away that. So let's try it. Okay, so we know that in other words, we can see that the slope is 3. But we can say, well, okay, well, and another way of thinking is we're asking what's the value of y if I put in a 0? What do I get out? Okay, and we say, okay, well, let's look at 3, 10. So for 3 comma 10, what happens? We say, if we put in a 3, we get out a 10. All right, so we get a 10, and if we subtract what happens by putting in the 3, you get 3 times 3, okay, and it equals 1. We say, oh, okay. Let's see if I can get those points in there. Where's our points here? Put them back. There's our points. So they say, oh, okay, so it's a 1. All right, so we say y equals 3x plus 1. And that goes through our points. Okay. So what did we do? We said, well, we know in order to calculate this 1, we say, what does the point say we're going to get output? And we'll put the input times 3, and if we subtracted that, 10 minus 3 times 3, and that gave us the 1. So that is how we get that.